What if the biggest iPhone 18 Pro Max upgrade isn't the camera, not the display, not even the new 2nm chip? What if Apple is changing how your iPhone works when there's no cell service at all? Sounds crazy, but that's only one of 10 major upgrades now being reported. A variable aperture camera, a bigger battery, a smaller dynamic island, Apple's next modem, and possible satellite internet. But hold on, Apple has not officially announced the iPhone 18 Pro Max. Everything here is based on leaks, analyst reports, and supply chain information. So let's separate the realistic upgrades from the hype. Upgrade number 1, a smaller dynamic island. Full under-display Face ID now looks less certain. The more realistic change is a narrower dynamic island, giving you more usable screen while keeping Face ID reliable. It won't completely transform the phone, but videos, games, and full-screen apps should feel cleaner. Upgrade number 2, a more efficient display. The Pro Max is expected to keep a screen around 6.9 inches, but Apple may use newer LTPO plus display technology. That sounds boring, but your display is one of the biggest battery users in the phone. A more efficient panel could improve battery life while you scroll, watch videos, use navigation, or leave the always-on display active. Upgrade number 3, a variable aperture main camera. This could be the headline feature. Current iPhones use a fixed physical aperture. A variable aperture could physically adjust how much light reaches the sensor. In bright sunlight, the opening could become smaller. In low light, it could open wider. That could improve exposure, reduce motion blur, and create more natural background separation. And yes, that means less fake-looking portrait mode blur around hair and glasses. Minkai Kuo has reported that this camera component could cost Apple around 50% more than the current unit. That suggests Apple sees it as a major upgrade. Upgrade number 4, a stacked sensor. Apple may also use a new layered image sensor on at least one Pro model. A stacked design can process data faster, reduce image noise, and improve dynamic range. Imagine shooting inside a dark restaurant with a bright window behind your subject. A better sensor could preserve the person's face and the bright background instead of destroying one to save the other. Upgrade number 5, the A20 Pro chip. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is expected to use Apple's first 2nm iPhone processor. Smaller transistors can improve performance and efficiency. Will Instagram suddenly feel completely different? Probably not. The real advantage will appear in harder tasks. On-device AI, advanced image processing, console-style gaming, 4K video editing, and smarter Siri features running privately on the phone. Upgrade number 6, Apple's C2 modem. A new Apple-designed modem could improve 5G efficiency, signal management, heat, and battery life. No, it won't magically create signal inside every elevator or underground garage. Your carrier still matters. But tighter integration between Apple's modem, processor, and software could provide more stable connections and reduce battery drain in weak signal areas. Upgrade number 7, satellite internet. This may be the biggest surprise. Current iPhones already support satellite emergency features in supported regions. The iPhone 18 Pro models may go further with more complete satellite data connectivity. Imagine using Maps, Messages, or basic online services while camping, driving through a remote area, or dealing with a damaged cellular network. But manage your expectations. Satellite internet may be slower. It may require a clear view of the sky, and it could require a separate subscription. Still, it could completely change what no service means on an iPhone. Upgrade number 8, a larger battery. Leaks suggest the Pro Max battery could grow by close to 10%. Combine that with a more efficient display, a 2nm chip, and an improved modem, and battery life could improve significantly. The downside, the phone may become thicker and heavier. Would you accept that trade? Honestly, many people would. Most users complain about battery life more often than they complain that a phone is slightly thicker. Upgrade number 9, a simpler camera control button. Apple may simplify camera control by removing some touch-sensitive complexity and relying more on pressure input. That sounds like a downgrade, but simpler can be better. A cleaner design could reduce accidental adjustments and make the button easier to use when taking a photo quickly. Upgrade number 10, a refined design and new colors. Don't expect a completely redesigned phone. The iPhone 18 Pro Max may keep the same basic size and wide rear camera area. The camera section could become slightly thicker to fit the new hardware, while the back may look more seamless. Rumored colors include dark cherry, light blue, dark gray, and silver. Dark cherry could look incredible. Or like an expensive bottle of cough syrup. We need to see the real finish. So those are the 10 biggest rumored upgrades. A smaller dynamic island, a more efficient display, variable aperture, a stacked camera sensor, the A20 Pro chip, Apple's C2 modem, satellite data, a larger battery, simpler camera control, and a refined design. Which one matters most? For photographers, it's probably the variable aperture. For travelers, satellite internet could be the game changer. For almost everyone else, battery life. Apple is expected to introduce the Pro models in fall 2026, but there is no official launch date or confirmed price yet. And remember, rumors can change before launch. Under-display Face ID once sounded almost guaranteed. Now it looks much less certain. But if most of these upgrades are accurate, the iPhone 18 Pro Max could be more than a normal yearly update. It could change the physical camera lens, move Apple to 2nm chips, increase battery capacity, and make satellite connectivity useful beyond emergencies. Now tell me this, which feature would convince you to upgrade? The variable aperture camera, the bigger battery, or satellite internet? And would you accept a heavier phone if it lasted dramatically longer? Drop your answer in the comments and subscribe, because as Apple's launch gets closer, some of these upgrades will become clear and at least one major rumor will probably disappear completely.